Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here, and today we do have our last bookish box for 2024 finally. And I correct myself, I think this might be the Darkly box. I can't remember, but this is the last one that we got for 2024. Speaking of which, this video is behind. I did get this box like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm not quite sure. And I also actually have a stack of bookish box and or Darkly boxes that did get delivered at some point in the past few months that I haven't unboxed with y'all. And I haven't opened the boxes at all. Like, it's not like I'm like peeking in or anything. I do my unboxings together with you because I love doing it. For those of you who know, I'm actually in the middle of a divorce. And so since then, things have just kind of fallen apart in my life. And I've just been behind on a lot of things, and especially my YouTube channel. And of course, this divorce was not of my making. So there's a lot of feels on top of the process. And on top of that, I do have chronic illness, which does add to like just day to day is really hard. So yeah, I have been behind and I do apologize, but here we are and we're going to do something fun together, and we're going to unbox our last Darkly box. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the Darkly box. We'll find out when we open the box. Okay, and I was right. This is the Darkly box for December 2024. And I now remember that we did unbox the bookish box of December 2024 together. So yes, so this is the Darkly box for December 2024. We're going to get into the newsletter first, as always. And this is just a reminder and a heads up for anyone who hasn't watched my channel. I'm actually having swallowing issues, like something is wrong with my throat muscles. I have esophageal dysmotility, which basically means your throat muscles are not operating correctly. The ability to swallow does affect your speech. So I am sorry now if anything sounds weird that comes out of my mouth. It's just like a thing that happened. And it got better for a few months. Like, I was actually able to go from liquids to actually like soft mushed up food, like mashed beans, mashed potatoes, so on and so forth. And I was so excited because it was really nice to just have soft foods, like something. And I don't know what the fuck happened, but I am back to liquids only. So like my esophagus got really angry again and I have no idea why. And so we're back on liquids only, and it's not the greatest. But alas, just please forgive me if I mispronounce something. So getting into our newsletter, there is a hi, welcome to Bookish Box. This is how it always opens, but this is lies. This is lies now, because as of 2025, Bookish Box is books only. So this hi and welcome to Bookish Box tells you that you have choices and options. You don't have choices and options anymore. It's just books. This is probably due to the fact that they might have been having like issues with their items, which is why they've been behind for God knows how long. I don't even want to look through my videos to find out if it's been a few years, but I feel like it's been a few years that they've constantly just been behind, and sometimes more than 6 months behind, which is pretty bad. So they are book only now, but I love their books and I love their special editions. Like, I like their book choices, but especially their special editions are usually fantastic. So I am very happy to still have them in the capacity that I do. Then it does get into the items for the bookish box for this month, because it's always been one newsletter for both boxes. If you're interested in those items in the unboxing, check out that unboxing video on my channel. Then it does get into the details of our Darkly box, which we're going to review that as I reveal each item. So we're going to just ignore that for now. Then they've highlighted some items in the Bookish Box shop, as well as giving us our Spotify playlist for the month. Unfortunately, it is just one Spotify playlist for both boxes. I wish they did 2 Spotify playlists. But regardless, I am very grateful to have a Spotify playlist. Then we do have the word puzzle. So this is a word search, and this includes hints for the next month's boxes. And take into account that because this is the December box, these hints are for the January boxes. It then gives you information about the member-only shop. So this is a shop that is only available to those who are subscribers to Bookish Box or Darkly Box. And last but not least, it gives us information about the Bookish social fam. But the last thing we do need to know from the newsletter before we move on to our items, which I am really excited about one of these items to look at with you, but to also add it to my repertoire. But we do need to know the theme. And so our theme for our December 2024 Darkly box is spicy spines. So the first item we have is not the item that I'm like super excited about, but I still like this item because it's super useful and I need them. And this is the hair clip, and it says Lord's inspired hair clip. And Love the first book of the series, and I hope Bookish Box continues the series because I need them. And so fitting, it is a skull with roses. Absolutely fitting. Hair clip. Keep your hair as bound as your favorite book boyfriend's promises. This hair clip, inspired by Chantal Tessier's Lord series, will dominate your accessory game. Strong, unyielding, and oh so irresistible. Perfect for those moments when you want to stay in control or look effortlessly enthralled. Designed by the Bookish Box artist. Love this. They're simple. They are cheap. However, super useful, and I'm always in need of them because I got long hair. Now, this is the item I was excited to show you all because I love them. So this is a romance book stack blanket. I love blankets, and typically I enjoy the blankets from my book boxes. I don't think I have any other blankets now except for the one from my job that aren't from my book boxes. And if y'all are wondering, that handsome man on my blanket behind me is Kirby. He is my old man, so he just turned 11 this month. Me and him share a birthday month. And he is part Maine Coon, so he's got a lot of fluff. But me and him do argue over this blanket every single day. So he loves this blanket. I love this blanket. Like, this is the best blanket in my house. And I default to giving it to him because I love him. And here is our blanket. And I love it. I love the color because I really like red and pink. And it's kind of like this maroon color. It does have a little bit of pink in there. I love flowers, I love skulls, and I love books. So this blanket is definitely to my taste, and I am so excited for this. And oh my God, Kirby got down because he saw that I had a new blanket, and he was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, I need to inspect this blanket. Is this a Kirby approved blanket?" It is a Kirby approved blanket, but it needs to go through the wash first because it got fluff everywhere. Now, sadly, that was literally our last item with the exception of the sticker and then the pin. And normally I feel like we usually get 3 items and then the pin. Very curious, but again, this is Darkly Box's last box of the year. They're probably claiming that the blanket costs a little bit more, which is why they didn't do another item. But I think they kind of cheaped out on this box for sure. We do have our pin. So this is our last pin for the Cabinet of Curiosities. Introducing our 12th volume of the 2024 Cabinet of Curiosities collection. This month's theme is Dark Curiosities. Where dark tales brew and secrets steep. What magic will your cup reveal? Fandoms include Gothicana by Runix, and that's the rare. Then we have the Nightshade Duology by Carrie Lake, and then Legendary is Sea of Ruin by Pam Goodwin. All were designed by At Nowhere Land Supply. So I don't really have a preference. I did read Gothicana, so that is the one book that I'm familiar with from this list of books. But thankfully, we have pictures of what the pins will look like, and it provides a key because I would never know. And looking at these pictures, I think my preference would be the Nightshade Duology. I think that teacup looks the coolest. It got skulls. It looks like the tea is like blood red. So I'm definitely down for that one. So let's find out which one I got. And looking at that image in my key, it looks like this is from Gothicana. So this is the Gothicana one. And it's not my favorite. Definitely does not feel like the vibe of the book, but it does look like there's a crow and then obviously a gravestone rip. It just doesn't, in my opinion, get the vibe of the book. So I'm a little disappointed with this. And again, I would have preferred the Nightshade Duology one, but you know, it's still a cute little teacup with a crow and a gravestone. So I will give it that. So that was the last item in our Spicy Spines Darkly box. And I'm disappointed in the box. So mostly it's because there's like no items. Yes, I love the blanket. Love the blanket. Liked the hair clip. And so I'm happy I got those items. But I'm like, where's another item? I would like another item, please. So I'm disappointed in this box. But it's the last Darkly box of the year. Like, I'm just like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to cancel Darkly box because Darkly box is no longer doing goodies anyway. So I can be disappointed all I want in this box. And I will say that, yes, I like the items I got. I just think that they cheaped out. So that is my opinion. Let me know what your opinion is. I always love to hear from you guys. And then slowly trying to get through your comments. I'm so sorry about that. But do know that I read them. I just don't always have the capacity to respond. Just got so much on my plate right now. No, I love you and I read your comments. I just haven't gotten a chance to respond to everyone yet. So yes, so that is my opinion of this box. Let me know your opinion about this box and these items. And don't forget to like this video if you want to see me do more unboxings. So moving on to the main event, which is of course the book, and which is why I'm continuing my subscription to Bookish Box and Darkly Box, is of course their special edition books. I love their book choices and I really, really like their special editions. They usually do a really great job. So our book for our Spicy Spines, December 2024, Darkly Box, is Knotted by Pam Goodwin. So before we get into this, we're going to talk about our last item from the box, which is our sticker. Cover Lust sticker. The cover of our exclusive luxe edition of Knotted by Pam Goodwin is too beautiful to display only on your shelf. Place this exclusive Cover Lust sticker on your e-reader or keep it in your reading journal. At the Bookish Box artist designed this beautiful cover. I just throw this in my reading journal. That's how I use it. But, you know, it's your sticker. You can stick it wherever the heck you want. So getting back to Knotted, before we jump into all the details of our exclusive luxe edition, we are going to talk about what this book is about because I need to know. Our feature title is Knotted by Pam Goodwin. I try to forget her. It's impossible. Growing up together, Connor and I shared all our firsts. First love, first kiss, firsts, not all our firsts. We were 16 the night she was violently assaulted while I helplessly watched. I'll never forget the sounds of her suffering or my inconsolable agony when she left Oklahoma. Years later, she returns to honor our teenage pact. Except the boy she loved is gone, replaced by a ruthless cattle rancher knotted with secrets. She doesn't know my dark cravings or the trails of sin that lead to her. I don't deserve her, but one truth remains. She's mine. Okay, so I am not a huge fan of cowboy romances. However, what turned me on to this book was that it seems to be a cowboy dark romance, which I love my dark romance. So I'm very curious and want to definitely read this book. So we can already tell from the synopsis that definitely check your trigger warnings before you read this book for sure. So our special edition does of course include an exclusive cover, which I think is so plain Jane. This is probably the worst cover I've ever seen Bookish Box come out with, which is pretty bad. But it is what it is. This is the exclusive cover. I almost didn't buy the rest of the books in the series just because, you know, to be matching, they have the same kind of awful cover. We do have stenciled edges, and that says, one truth remains, she's mine. And then we have more of the ropes at the bottom. And thank goodness there is a reversible dust jacket that includes character art. And I will be switching to this most likely just because I hate how plain this is. Definitely prefer this. And I'm very happy that it is a true reverse cover that includes the title of the book on the cover and on the spine. We do have a foiled hardcover case that is very pretty and very shiny. And this quote on the back says, "It's impossible to describe the bond we share. We're too great for words, too sacred. We're a feeling that goes beyond starts and stops. We're stronger than hellos and goodbyes and deeper than beginnings and ends." A beautiful quote. We do have illustrated end papers of some sort. It says, "We're an existence that can't be measured. It doesn't matter where she is or what I've done. We'll always come back to this place, a place that can't be found on a map or a timeline. Nothing in the world can touch us here." And the back end page says, "I fell in love with him when we were kids, before I understood the language of love. Tonight I fall harder than ever before. With every kiss, glance, smile, and evocative word, he doesn't just switch my heart back together. He welds it to his own." And lastly, it is signed by the author. So that is all the details of our edition of Knotted and our Spicy Spines December 2024 Darkly Box. And I'm looking forward to reading this, but we're not going to even talk about how long it's going to take me to get to this because I have no idea. I'm just really, really having a hard time, like, getting anything done, including reading my books. Like, I'm slowly getting back into it, but it's just not where I was before D-Day when my husband said he was leaving me. I'm very blessed, of course, that I have a lot of books lined up, that I do get to read all these fabulous special editions. So I am excited to read this. It's just, we're not going to talk about how many books I have in between now and then. So that is it for our Darkly boxes and Bookish boxes for 2024. Finally, again, as I said at the beginning, I do have a stack of them that I still need to unbox it, y'all. So that's gonna happen. I definitely still need to actually upload the videos that I recorded during the holidays. Again, just discombobulated. But as always, thank you all so much for being here and just giving me the grace to kind of figure things out and get my head screwed back on, because just life's been hard and it's just a lot more difficult doing my day-to-day solo. I'm heartbroken, doing a lot of work in therapy and grief work and all that jazz. So I'm just like, I just have a lot of things going on. And then of course my autoimmune disease is causing a lot of havoc, and my doctors are still trying to figure out what the heck is going on with my throat. So again, as always, thank you all so much for being here with me. Thank you for your continued patience with me. And thank you all so much just for all the love and the comments. I love reading them and can't wait to actually get a chance to respond to y'all. I hope you have a good rest of the week, and hopefully you'll see me soon.